Good evening, and welcome to another live broadcast of Number Station. Number Station is an online radio station that trawls the sea of kilohertz, looking for amateur radio transmissions, as well as shortwave oddities. Thank you for joining me this evening. Can I draw your attention first to our website, numberstation.co.uk, where you can find lots of information about what we're going to talk about later on, as well as you can delve into our archive of previous recordings. If you're watching this via YouTube, please consider hitting that subscribe button. One click really does make all the difference. So this evening, before we do our band scan, I usually like to talk about a particular topic. And this evening's topic is once again numbers stations. The summer is an opportunity for me to tie up loose ends and finish incomplete projects. And I've been working on a numbers station project for quite some time now. So it's time to bring them all together. And that is what I'd like to talk to you this evening. If we go over to the website I mentioned, numberstation.co.uk, you'll see that there is a new section. There's a new banner in town, and this one is titled Build Your Own Numbers Station. So I've had lots of interest over the years about people wanting to broadcast their own station. It's a good point to highlight that these ideas are just purely for fun. They're not intended to encourage people to break the law. And with that, I'll leave the responsibility of what you do with this information with yourselves. So building a number station. So if we click on the banner on the website, you will see a new page. And on this page are various links. The majority are the ones that I've produced, but there are a few really interesting links that have certainly helped me over the years, especially with understanding and learning more about these mysterious encrypted number stations. So I thought I would just go down the list and we'll call it each link and have a little chat. So the first one is one that with regular listeners will be familiar with. If we click on it, we'll be taken to the priam.org website. And this is a website that publishes the schedules of these mysterious number stations. It gives you the list of the times and the stations when they will come on air. It'll also give you a countdown of when the next station is due to broadcast. But the really useful and helpful thing about this website, it gives you a link to a web SDR. So you can click on the link and it will take you directly to that frequency on a browser-based web SDR. So you don't have to do any fiddling around or tuning. It'll take you straight there, and if you're hitting that frequency at the correct time, there is a good chance you might be able to hunt out a number station. There are other sections to this website. There are hours and hours of reading, and I've fallen down that rabbit hole many a time. But give it a look. priam.org. So once you're familiar with your number station, I wanted to look into how would you make such a thing? How would you set up sort of thing and maybe run it on a local level for an event or around your house, for example? And it led me to this next link. There are quite a few pages out there that are really helpful in setting up and running for fun your own number station. And this one, this is the one I found particularly useful. It talks about how those messages are encoded. It talks about one-time paths and how you can generate your own and give them out to people. It talks about how to present them, but also it talks about how you can transmit. How you can transmit your encoded messages. And it suggests, for fun, that you purchase one of these very low power little FM transmitters. Perfectly legal. They're designed for like in-car use. So you'd pop one of these into your phone, for example, set it to a particular frequency, and then tune your car's radio into that frequency to pick up the music that's streaming from your phone. I have a few of these, and they're really, really, really handy. Really handy. The range of them isn't terribly brilliant. In fact, talks about a transmission distance of 20 to 30 feet, which will be good for a bit of fun when you're in a group, for example, or around your house. But there will be times when you want to push that distance a little bit further. These in-car FM transmitters come in various shapes and sizes, and I have, over the years, sampled quite a few. I've taken them apart to get to understand how they work, and I have a YouTube video that again is linked from the numberstation.co.uk website on how you can hack one of these in order to increase its range. Not drastically increase it, but increase it a little bit further. And I've done various tests with it, walking through the fields, and yeah, I've managed to boost the range of it quite a bit, actually. So if you're interested in this sort of thing, and again, this is just purely for experimental reasons, take a look at the video and see what you think. All you really need is a wire, screwdriver, soldering iron, and this video. So now I have my hacked in-car FM transmitter that has an increased range. I then took it a step further and built a little transmission box. So the idea is this would transmit on a schedule or at random times, and it not only uses that hacked FM transmitter, it also uses a little microbit. Now, if you look through my previous videos of the things I make and tinker with in my workshop, you will pick up on the fact there is a very heavy microbit theme at times. I go into schools and teach microbit electronic programming. I'm a big fan of the microbit, and there is a microbit in this box here which controls everything. It can run this little transmitter box on a schedule, or it can do it at random times. But yeah, take a look at this video if you're interested in how one is set up at minimum cost. Then yeah, follow this video about how to build a microbit transmitter. So there's that video there as well from a few years ago. Now, I talked about tying up loose ends and finally finishing a few projects. And the next link is a completed project, or very nearly completed. So we know what a number station is. We know how to listen to them. We know how to transmit. But do we know how to encode? So this is what I've been working on. So if I click on this basically based on Enigma. So it's not a proper number station encoding system because it's not purely numbers. That is what if I have more time, that is what I'd like to do. Again, the link is here on the page for you to for you to use. The first thing it does is ask for a 30-digit key code. This can be anything, so I'm just going to pop in 30 digits, just running my finger along. Okay, so that sets the rotors of our virtual Enigma machine. Now we're going to enter the text, so let's go with hello listeners. Typing with one hand and a microphone is quite difficult. Hello listeners. Now it has an audio function, so we can click on that to turn the audio on, and then we can encrypt the message.
6,
and there we have it.
7.
And what it will do,
Z,
it'll
X,
take each character in sequence
E,
and read it out.
R, S, G, X.
Admittedly, it reads out a
7,
bit slow, but
X,
I was trying to mimic
3,
the number stations
P,
in real life.
M.
Some speak very clearly and very slowly as well. Be nice to have a setting that'll increase or decrease the speed as well. Again, there are suggestions for version 2. Okay, now let's restart. I'm just going to do a very short message. Let's go with hi. Okay, so what it will do,
6, 3,
63. Based on that 30-digit key that I entered, it has encoded the word hi with 63. So if I restart and put in 63, say I've heard my message over the airwaves and I want to know what it is, I've written it down and I'm slowly typing it out, 63, and it reads hi.
H.
So it encrypts but also decrypts using that 30-digit key. It's quite a bit of fun just on its own, to be honest, being able to encrypt and decrypt messages. And if I was to set a different key, so let us, 1 second, let's refresh that page. It's going to enter, ask for my 30-digit key. So the digit key could be something that only you, yourself and your operative out in the field knows. So let's do, just running my finger along the numbers again, but I'm going the other way now. Okay, so a new 30-digit key has been set. Let me encode the word hi again, and this time it's come up with something different. CU. So if we restart, I'm going to unencrypt or decrypt that message, and it comes out as hi again, as we know. But if I try to decrypt it with the initial 30-digit key, then it wouldn't. Obviously, it wouldn't work very well. But yeah, so this is my Enigma number station encryption machine version 1. Catchy name. We'll go with that. Again, the link for everything that you see I've been talking about this evening can be found on the numberstation.co.uk website. And finally, just as an afterthought, a few years ago I wrote an instructable on how to set up and broadcast your own number station, just using a very low cost and low power Raspberry Pi Zero. And the instructions are all there for you to follow. So if you have an old Raspberry Pi version 1, I think, and a Raspberry Pi Zero, then if you're looking for a project to use it or put it to good use, then consider the instructable that I wrote a few years back on building and broadcasting your own number station. So there we go. Some useful links, some useful tools, and a couple of tutorials there, which will hopefully get you up and running with minimum fuss, and allowing you to broadcast your own encrypted number station messages. If you've made it this far, thank you very much. You're probably watching this on one of the 2 channels it's going out this evening. If you're watching it on YouTube and you've got this far, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you. Right, on with the show. Let's do a quick scan of the bands. Trawl that sea of kilohertz just to see what we can listen to this evening.
I know the Godsons as well. The kids due soon, September, and it's coming up fairly rapidly. I think that he's eventually going to move up, because she's from Coventry. They want to move up this way a bit. But he just wants, he's been accepted for the fire realm, so he wants to do the training, because it's the most intense in London. He can go anywhere and doesn't have to retrain under the fire realms, because they're so highly trained. So that will be interesting for him. Yeah, I just think travelling. I mean, that's why I always used to like living over the shop, because when I locked up, I'd go straight upstairs and I was finished for the day. I mean, yeah, okay, I used to work until about 6:30, so that's the trouble to take the dog, but I enjoyed taking the dog out, you know, having a stall, meeting all the people I knew and that. So, yeah. It's funny, isn't it, people? I know there's a guy who goes past here every morning. If I'm getting up for work, I need to go back 10 past 6. I see him go past. He works in Manchester, but he goes out to miss the traffic, probably a bit like you. I think, but, yeah, it's just one of those things, I think. People get used to it, but I think a lot of people do now look for jobs closer to home, because of how much fuel there is to be contended with, isn't there? Geez, yeah, which goes go for.
Is it right? Everything right. It's particularly pre-pandemic, when you're spending a lot of time sitting there in traffic all the time. It was pretty expensive on my fuel. Again, I'm quite lucky now that my petrol fuel bill has gone down quite significantly. So you know, it's kind of like a bit like a pay rise effectively. Just not having to spend that much on fuel, but yeah, like I said, that was not something I would want to go back to. Even right pre-pandemic, it was actually something of a jobs crisis in Manchester, and particularly certain bits of it. You know, people were turning down well-paid offers, just basically saying we don't want to do the commute. You know, so. Particularly when, particularly jobs in that part of the city that was affected by the, I can't remember the name of the road, but the redevelopment on the Salford side. You'll remember the one I mean. Anyway, because the name of the road is just gone. But I remember if my main way into Manchester was messed up, you know, stuffed up with traffic, then I used to have to come in that way and in through Salford sometimes, and just running into that redevelopment. I could see why people were doing it, because it could easily add an hour, just crawling that last mile and a half. It was awful. So yeah, I can understand it, people turning down.
PM. More information about the Sardi's visit Tango Delta Alpha Romeo Sierra.org.uk. On to the north of England now, within my transmission area. On Monday, Bolton Wireless Club is holding an on-air net. For more information, visit boltonwireless.org.uk. South Cheshire Amateur Radio Society meets for the 2nd and 4th Wednesdays of the month. Visit golf6tangowhiskey.co.uk for more information.
It's too short then, isn't it? No, I don't fucking know. Yeah, you could do with just getting another a radio on it now and try and go a bit further up the band and a bit further down, but I would have thought, as this says, I'd have to look at that paperwork again. But, yeah. After doing those, it drops to nothing. It should drop to nothing by the time you get to 28.5.
Did you change the plug? Did you change the PL plug?
Yes.
You've changed it?
Yes.
And that made a difference?
Yes.
Right, okay. Okay. Go and do what Panny did. Put out the radio on and go play either side. Tell me where that SWR starts to dip. Find the dip.
I'm on course with your palm. It's not going to be a really oddball run to coax, is it? Just fucking it up.
It could be. It very much could be because he dropped it down to the wind right that it's going into, and then it was a matter of I unrolled it and he said, right, that much will get me to my radio, no bother. So he had a few extra feet and snip it there. There's been no maths applied to the coax length.
Couldn't make a difference really anyway. If you could have, I would have just shot mine. I never got it again in it.
Why would he be so incredibly fast in the first stretch when he's normally fast in the final stretch? That's why it's so bizarre.
For me, that indicates either bad tactics between him and his coach, or nerves. Maybe he came out of the block too quickly because he was too excited and wanted to, be as dominant as possible, and then kind of flagged in the last 50 meters.
He mentioned after that race that he totally lost his pace in the final 50 meters. And I think something similar was said by Zhang Yufei, the Chinese women's swimmer.
Yeah.
She won the bronze medal in butterfly. But I think she's a gold medal hopeful, and she deserves a gold medal in that competition, but it ended up a bronze medal. She also said for the final part of the race, her rhythm quickly.
Yeah.
And a couple of other names, Xu Jiayu and Tang Qianqing. I think they're all world-class swimmers, but I'm not saying bronze or silver are not good enough, because they are. I'm not looking for excuses, but I do think the jet lag, too many drug tests, and
I think Zhang Yufei mentioned that at one point she was getting calls at 5 o'clock in the morning to get tested, which is, hugely good.
Da ware malam bari zuwa Nijar, da Yusuf Chimbi Niger State, da Ismail Toro, sai yayan kace Bajiri Muhammad da dukkan masu sauraron CRI Hausa. Da fatan dukkan su sun ji kuma suna cikin koshin lafiya. Da kuma katin na Malam Abubakar Dintima muka kawo karshen shirin na yau. Masu sauraro kuna iya aiko mana da sakonnin ku na gaishe-gaishe zuwa adireshin na email wato hausa.cri.com.cn hausa.cri.com.cn. Sai mun
It was faulted on there, I sat on it. Yeah. Well, swung from it actually, but anyway, that was me being a dick.
Swung from the K bracket?
Yeah, I got hold of the tube, between the K and T brackets and fucking took my feet off the ladder. Well, that's going nowhere.
Yeah. That's good.
No, it's all secure. I mean, the actual...
Would you like to try again, please? Golf 0, Charlie Echo Radio, G0 CER. G0 CER, very good evening to you. QSL, good evening, Eddie. I'm on the other aerial at the back of the house. I was listening on 4 meters for you, but I didn't hear anything. And you're about a 5 and 3 with me on this one. Thanks very much for the news, all good. 7-3s? 7-3 to you? Yeah, you've got to get them 4 meter antennas up as high as you can. I can't go any higher, unfortunately. I've been this high since I was born. Not quite. But okay, thanks for calling in. Any more calls, please? Any more calls, please? With that, I I'll just check one more time for any more calls before we close down on this frequency. Golf Zero Victor Victor Tango.
Mexico 1, Mexico Alpha X-ray.
Oh, Mexico 1, Mexico Alpha X-ray. Very good evening to you, Mark. Hope you're well.
Yes, mate, not too bad, thank you very much. Just caught the last 10-15 minutes, been a bit busy. Yeah, got back last Monday from the Czech Republic, so had a great time. Just settling back home now and sorting out everything that hasn't been done for a fortnight. Thanks for the news, Eddie, catch you later. And I'll book my tables for the National Amfest, inside.
Very nice, very nice. Yes, I'm going. The missus coming, but she stayed in the car.
Yeah, me and Martin Steele are going. We've got some stuff, and then I've got some junk and stuff and whatever. So we just had the table. And well, there's no camping for members of the public, but there's camping. We can camp for the traders. So I don't know what it's going to be like.
Oh dear, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, I spoke to the organiser. He says the price for the showers and things is astronomical, so they haven't provided showers, so we'll be going, but we won't be having a shower. We can use the toilets in the main building via security, so yeah, well, it'll be alright. We'll go on Thursday night and we'll have a bit of snapping on the Thursday night, we'll do the Friday, have the Friday night barbecue and then do Saturday and then come home Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, I shall be there on the Friday.
Be very pleased naked.
Go on, get off with you. Call Zero Victor with the Tango.
Yeah, okay, cheers, mate. Catch you later. Thanks for the news.
Cheers, Mark. Any more calls before I go, please? With that, this is Golf Zero Victor Victor Tango now closing down on 145.525 megahertz after reading the GP2RS news. Golf Zero Victor Victor Tango.
So when I saw the two photos together, I thought it was just Eminem like trying to pick up some sort of side hustle.
You've been listening to Number Station, the online radio station that trawls the sea of kilohertz in search of amateur radio transmissions, as well as shortwave oddities. The bands have been quite quiet this evening, but that's just the way it is at times. But hopefully you've managed to get this far, at least. If you have made it this far, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. But also please remember to visit the Number Station website on numberstation.co.uk, where you can find all the links for the tutorials and the videos and the, I can't remember what I called it, the Enigma Number Station Encryption Machine version 1. That'll do. Where you can find links to all the things we've discussed. Just head on over to the numberstation.co.uk website and click on the Build a Numbers Station. While you're at this website, at our website, you can listen to our archive of previously captured transmissions, as well as the opportunity to mix your own, taking archived recordings and mixing them yourself with ambient backing tracks. There's also the option to request one of our listener stickers. Just follow the link below, drop me an email, and I'll send some stickers out to you wherever you are in the world. And I'm very pleased to say that my stickers have travelled far and wide at the minute, so it'll be nice to get more out into the real world. Anyway, you've been listening to Number Station. Thanks for listening, and hope to see you again soon. Take care, and thanks again.